Right, so instead of putting loads of testing videos up, I'm just going to have a chat about the tests that I did between 3 detectors on the mineralized rock. Now, what we've got to understand about this, unless you're detecting for gold on rocks, stuff like that, which doesn't sink in rocks anyway, gold in rocks or whatever, this situation will hardly ever come up in your lifetime. That's because this mineralized rock, it's absolutely dense. It's not got air in it or anything like that. It's dense mineralized rock. It's clay. It's dry. It's bone dry. It's bone dry, and it's very extreme. A lot more extreme than a mineralized site because of the density of it. So we've got to take that into consideration. Now, what I want to say, I can put the test up. I can do the test and record it if you want. But on the ground balancing, on 1.11, there's no audio. There's not allowed enough audio and you push and pull. So it's hard to manual ground balance. I don't know if that's something to do with the machine, but I put it on 1.09 today and I could hear the up and down. So you can tell that you can manual ground balance it then. Automatic, the same on 1.11 on my machine. If anybody else has got that same issue, let us know. It might just be my machine, you see. There is another thing which I'm not going to mention, but I have mentioned to Nokta. There's another thing, difference between 1.09 and 1.11. Now, on this test, I can't believe the Simplex, only just because it had an iron grunt, but there was a tiny little bit of positive signal, which I'd dig. And it got, I'm just looking at it here now, 3, 4, 5. It actually got 5 inches. And the Legend didn't. Now, that's what really shocked me, because it's multi-frequency. Should handle mineralization a lot better. It's got a recovery, it's got IF, it's got all the added features. So that did get me a bit, because the Legend didn't hit it on 5 inches. Now the Simplex, just, you can hear quite a bit of iron tone. On the ID it's iron, but I could hear just a little high pitch at the end of it, which would have made me stop and investigate. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if you've watched the video. I'll put the video in the link in case people are wondering what I'm going on about. So let's get on to the 1.09. The results on the 1.09 was exactly the same. It's nothing to do with the Manticore. The Manticore is a lot more expensive machine, and it performed a lot better, because 1 inch this mineralized rock really does make a difference. Both the Simplex and the Legend hit it with 4 inches really well, and the Manticore was just hitting it with 7 inches. Maybe that's the extra power. But that doesn't relate. Forget about the Manticore. I'm looking at a single frequency detector against a multi-frequency detector in mineralized ground, and they're near enough head to head. That's what's getting me. So I did try pitch today. I did a lot more than I did on there. Somebody said about ground suppressor on 1.11. So I used ground suppressor and it didn't do much. It didn't do much to improve it over the 1.09. And 1.09 and 1.11 both got 4 inches. So did the Simplex Ultra. And then 7 inch for the Manticore. So that, I'm leaving that as it is. That is what we're going off now. So 4 for the Simplex, 4 for the Legend, and 7 for the Manticore. It was a really weak signal on the Manticore though, so we could knock it back to 6 because it really did hit it on 6. And the Simplex Ultra and the Legend really did hit it on 4. So yeah, I just thought I'd do a quick update. I will be getting out with a Manticore in the next couple of days. I'm going to go back to a couple of fields that I've had 8 hammers off, full of slag. I'm hoping this slag is going to come up. I'm going to be able to see it visually because it sounds great. It actually sounds great. So I might be able to see it visually and see if there's a pattern going and ignore the slag and spend more than half an hour on there, because I can only last half an hour to an hour because it's just full of slag. But I've had 9 hammers. I lay off that field, one off the neighbouring field. I might go into the neighbouring field as well. Yeah, and see if it'll winkle out another hammer, because there's a lot of well, I've had 9 hammers up in that area. So yeah, join us on that one. Like, notification, subscribe if you want to see more tests. I'll be doing, if you haven't seen the video, I'm going to have a clay layer below a find with then just normal soil above it, because that's what my permissions are like, and I want to see the performance of the machines on it. So okay, have a good week, take care.